Hi everyone, my name's Scott. Welcome to Planes, Trains, Everything and welcome to Amsterdam. Today I'm catching a Flixbus service from Amsterdam to Munich. One slight problem, it doesn't actually leave from Amsterdam. It leaves from a place called Sloterdijk. Now I've been there once before. It was actually coming off a London-Amsterdam Flixbus service and I foolishly caught the metro from Sloterdijk into Amsterdam city centre. Never ever catch the metro because it goes like that, then it goes like that, then it goes like that. 17 stops, it takes over an hour. There is a surface train that does that and you can do it in 4 minutes. Yeah, so Sloterdijk. This service tonight, it's 12 hours as I said. It goes to such exotic locations as, and I've got these written down on a bit of paper here, Utrecht, Nijmegen, Mönchengladbach, Mannheim, Heidelberg pre-waypoint, Heidelberg and Heidelberg post-waypoint. I'm curious to find out what all that means. Karlsruhe, Stuttgart and the attractively named Zob. Zob. That's like a science fiction planet, but it's actually the main bus station in Munich. I think it stands for Zentrale Omnibus Bahnhof. I think that's what it stands for. Anyway, we have to get to Sloterdijk, and to do that we're going to be catching a surface train. It'll take 4 minutes. Let's get in the station and find the train. Another handy thing about Sloterdijk is the fact that because it's so close to the city centre, every second train stops there. Now that was a lot better than spending an hour on the metro, wasn't it? Right, let's get outside and do a quick recce. We've still got loads of time for the bus, but I'd like to know where Flix leave from. Welcome to picturesque Sloterdijk. I can see a green bus over there. That won't be mine, but at least I know that's where Flixbus leaves from. The more observant of you might have noticed I'm not at Zob. In fact, I'm nowhere near Munich. I bailed out at Mönchengladbach, and there's a reason why I bailed out at Mönchengladbach, and I'll explain that to you shortly. We're just going to get away from the bus station and the railway station area because it's past midnight. It's a city I don't know. Here I am talking into a GoPro, and it's a little bit sketchy. Yeah, slightly sketchy. In the bus stop area there was a massive argument breaking out, not with Flixbus passengers naturally. Groups of guys on corners, homeless people talking to you when you're going past, and I thought, let's get out of here. I went past the station, no taxis, so I'm having to walk. I've booked the Holiday Inn for 2 nights and this will all make complete sense. I hope anyway. First things first, I want to get to the hotel. It is now about 20 minutes past midnight, well past my bedtime, and I just want somewhere a little bit safe, you know. Okay, I feel a little more comfortable talking into the camera. I'll tell you about Sloterdijk. What an unusual bus stop. There I am minding my own business, and a guy came over to me, spoke to me in English. How he knew I spoke English, I don't know, but he came over saying, "Do you know where the Flixbus to Vienna is?" And he showed me his ticket and I said, "Well, it left 10 minutes ago." "Really?" And I said, "Yes, it was a double-decker, I saw it leave." "Oh no." I don't know where he was, but he wasn't there at the bus stop. So I said, "Look, over there, way over there, there's a Flixbus office. Can you see it?" Oh yeah, go there, explain the situation, they should be able to help you somehow. So he went away, he said, can you look after my bags? And I said, right, okay. So he went away, he had everything but the kitchen sink, that's why he didn't want to move them. So he went away over to the office, came back, and I said, so what happened? Oh, the next bus is tomorrow. I said, can't they change it to another bus? For example, the Munich bus tonight, that's the overnight part, that's the hard part, and it's a short hop from Munich on to Vienna. No, they won't change the routing. Okay. A couple of minutes later, two girls turn up. Late teens, early 20s. Do you know where the blah blah bus is? She showed me the confirmation on her phone. I thought, what? And she asked me, do you know where the bus is? And it was only about 2 minutes late, and I said, well, I've been here 20 minutes. No blah blah buses have gone past so far, so you haven't missed it. It's probably just running a bit late. Sorry, I'm just looking here because I might be running out of footpath. No, I think I'm okay. 15 minutes later, I think they'd given up all hope and went away to look for plan B. Then another guy came over saying, do you know where I can buy water around here? And I thought, what am I, an information officer or something? And I said, yeah, see those steps away over there? No, way over there. Oh yes, go up there, turn left again. That's you in the station. There's a Starbucks, they sell bottles of water. Can you look after my bags? And I said, why not? So away he went, came back about 10 minutes later with a bag full of stuff from Starbucks. And I thought, geez, oh, yeah, I've been told I have this kind of face. It either makes people feel safe and they want to approach me for information, or they want to slap it. It's one or the other. Anyway, it's a bit dark here, but Holiday Inn is up here in just a couple of minutes. And here we are at the new, if that's how you pronounce it. Funnily enough, I'm not seeing any Holiday Inn branding here, and that's what attracted me to it, because it was the right price, right location, and it was a Holiday Inn. Ah, I see it. There's a little Holiday Inn logo just there. Right, let's go in. All you need is a strong coffee. 115. Okay, it's 12:40 in the morning. Shh. What I'll do is I'll bid you a good night and I'll explain what I'm up to in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Fantastic bed. Unfortunately, I was woken up at about 3 o'clock in the morning with some screaming from the park across the road. And when a woman screams, you think, I wonder what's going on. But I think they were just a couple of yahoos. And I was woken at about 5 with torrential rain. But I'll give you a very, very quick guided tour of this, because the bathroom is actually one of the more funkier ones I think I've ever seen. Keeping in mind this has been slept in already, it is a little bit of a state, but it's functional, it's clean, it's nice. But I want to show you this bathroom. Hello. This is the feature wall here in the bathroom. It is pretty darn groovy. I'm wondering whether it's a Holiday Inn thing, because if you were British, you wouldn't do that to your customers, would you? So why did I bail out at Mönchengladbach? Well, I was on the Flixbus last night and I had a thought, and that usually means trouble. But I was thinking, I'm arriving into Germany on a Saturday during the football season. That means one thing, football in Germany. Now this bus was due to arrive into Munich at 8:05 in the morning, and I knew I'd be wrecked because I never sleep on board Flixbuses. And I had a quick look online, and there's a Bayern Munich versus Hamburg match, and I thought, do I really want to be zombified going to a match with over 50,000 people? It's not even a game I would go out of my way to see. Is it really worth going to Munich and seeing this game? No. But if I was to bail out en route, what can I do? Aha. So I thought, if I bail out at Mönchengladbach, I was thinking maybe Cologne are playing at home. Nope. Maybe Düsseldorf's playing at home. Nope. They either played last night or are playing tomorrow or are playing away from home. So I thought, well, there must be some games here. There must be some games. And I thought, right, let's have a look at the second division. If you're not into football, bear with me. It'll be over in a couple of minutes, right? Schalke are playing Holstein Kiel, and I thought, oh, I really don't like Schalke. Holstein Kiel's okay. Had a look at ticket availability. You cannot get a ticket for that match. It's sold out. And I thought, right, okay, what else is there in this kind of general area of Germany? And there's Duisburg versus Wiesbaden. I only know two things about Duisburg. They're called the Zebras, and they wear blue and white stripes like Kilmarnock. But again, it's not the sort of game I would go way out of my way to see, especially when it's about an hour and a half travelling time to Duisburg and then 1.5 hours back. And I thought, that's a lot of trouble for a game I'm really not fussed seeing. And I thought, right, there's a solution to every problem. What is it? Then I thought, had a look on the Borussia Mönchengladbach website, because they're playing tomorrow, so I couldn't even see the local team, but their under-23 team is playing today, and I thought, they're playing a Schalke under-23, and I thought, this could be good. So I did some research. Both teams are unbeaten after 5 games. Borussia Mönchengladbach under-23s are in 2nd place, Schalke is in 5th. That could actually be a good game, and the game starts at 2 p.m. this afternoon, and I thought, that's a result, because sometimes these smaller matches end up being better matches. So the plan of action is to get out of here. It's really quite late, it's about 11 o'clock, but I was so tired. 11 o'clock, go out and have a look at the sights of Mönchengladbach. In fact, yesterday I went onto Google and I put in things to see and do in Mönchengladbach. I might be one of the first people who have ever actually done that. There's not a lot to see in Mönchengladbach. There is a small old town, but there's not a great deal, and when one of the major attractions that comes up for a city is Borussia Park, the football ground, you know you're in trouble. So yeah, the old town, go into the city centre, have something to eat, have some breakfast, and then get to this game. I think it starts at about 2 p.m. And here we are finally outside. This is the park where the screaming was coming from this morning. It's probably just a couple of yahoos, but when you hear a female screaming, you go, oh. Right, did you know Mönchengladbach is twinned with Bradford, North Tyneside and Thurrock? There you go. Right, the old town is up here somewhere. It's actually a windy old day, and I was looking at the weather report and there is rain forecast this afternoon, and I thought, oh no, because this football match is not played at the Borussia Stadium, it's at some other place and it's open air. And I'm thinking, okay, well, we'll just wing this. I'm so glad I stuck to the main road last night getting to the hotel, because originally I thought, let's just cut through this housing estate. I'm so glad I didn't, because it's an absolute maze. I would have been lost in 5 minutes. Now there's supposed to be some old churches and stuff here. Do you think I can find them? Well, I think we're heading in the right direction. This looks like the old town wall. And where you find old town walls, you find old towns. Aha, now we're talking. Whew. If there's steps and hills, I'll find them. Ah, this is nice. I wonder what's in here. Okay, I've just remembered something. I haven't had breakfast yet, and it is actually midday. Right, let's get moving. I went into one place, it looked like a large pub, and it might very well have been. It was like a German version of Wetherspoons. Now, keeping in mind it's 12:15 in the afternoon and I'm looking for something light, breakfasty. I don't want to have hamburgers and even schnitzel at this time. No, schnitzel for breakfast. I'd draw the line somewhere. There must be somewhere where I can sit down, have a coffee, croissant, something light, and then move on. There seems to be a lot going on in town. There seems to be an election coming up. A lot of canvassing. It's definitely not a federal election. State election, maybe even local elections, who knows. But the whole of the main street down here is closed off and there's loudspeakers, so I think we should investigate. And maybe find a coffee as well. This came up as Pitterwurst on the cash register. Not sure about that, but it's delicious, and a cappuccino. I really think we need to check this out.
So, vielleicht ganz kurz, sagt uns Bescheid, bevor ihr fahrt. Die ganzen Zuschauer, die sind hier am besonderen Haus. Sie sind so weit, sie sind die Position und sie sind unterwegs.
I do know the main street of Mönchengladbach is on a fairly steep slope, so they must be racing to the very, very bottom and trying not to kill themselves. It must be a German thing, I don't know.
Was der Zielschiedsrichter sagt, diesen Gladbach auf der Hindenburgstraße.
Big Bobby cars, that's a new one. Never heard of them. There's a big event here in Mönchengladbach.
Wir haben schönes Wetter, wir haben Essen und Trinken und wir alle sind begeistert und gratulieren dir mit.
Ja, zweimal gegen die eigene Schwester gefahren.
I must say the feeling here is a lot different to what it was at midnight. It's definitely sketchy. I was reading that Mönchengladbach doesn't actually have a very high crime rate, but it just felt a bit sinister. Anyway, we're here at the Hauptbahnhof. I'm going to go for a little walk around here. I wonder if that's the longest railway station name in Germany. It looks as if Mönchengladbach is building its very own Zob. The bus station is way over there at the moment, around that corner. It'll be handy when it's right next to the station here. Speaking of the station, I went in there and, well, Mönchengladbach has the same sort of social problems as any other city, I think. It's pretty bad in there. That cappuccino this morning didn't touch the sides, and just for the record, the vodka isn't mine, it was here on the table. But I do have a lovely view of this construction site. Well guys, good news and bad news. The good news is I'm really getting swept up with Mönchengladbach. It's a bit gritty in places, but it's a bog standard city with people just getting on with life. There are no souvenir shops, there are no inflated tourist prices. It's a city getting on with it. In fact, the first place I found selling souvenirs was the newsagents at the railway station. And I've been swept up, it's just a local place and it's lovely. The bad news is, it is now 2:15. I'm about a 20-minute walk from the football and I think I'm going to miss most of the match. So I'm going to walk down there anyway because I'm curious to have a look at this stadium. And it's down here somewhere. By the time I get to the football match, it'll be half time, and they probably will not let you in after half time. I know that's what happens at St Mirren. Once you hit half time, the turnstiles close, no one gets in because no one's stupid enough to arrive in the second half. But this isn't Borussia Park we're going to. That's the home ground of Borussia Mönchengladbach. This is a park called Grenzlandstadion, and unlike Borussia Park, it's got a maximum capacity of about 10,000, but it rarely gets 10,000 because there's no need to have 10,000 people in it. It's a kind of a joint thing that's got a running track around it, and there's a football pitch in the middle. And I'm not even sure if it's covered, so if it does rain and there is a change in the air, one could get wet, if I could get in, which I don't think I will. But yeah, 10,000 for an under 23 venue is actually pretty good. Even St Mirren's got, what, 7,937 now? So it's larger than St Mirren. Walking through the southern suburbs of Mönchengladbach. That's something you don't see on YouTube every day, is it? It's actually very pleasant here. No sign of this torrential rain that was forecast. And that's, I think, what was slowing me down when I was in the city centre as well. I thought, oh, well, I'm going to get soaked. Do I really want to do it? But as it turned out, a beautiful autumnal day. It's one of these days where you've got your jacket on for 10 minutes, it's too warm, you take it off, after about 10 or 15 minutes, time to put it back on again. It's one of those kind of days. It's lovely here. Well, this isn't the main entrance, I haven't been locked out. This is the press and media entrance, I think. Or was. Like I said, it's got a dual function, it's got the running track, so they must have large events here. This is one of the entrances they use. But not for the football. It must be further up the road a bit. I'll say some of the houses here are absolutely lovely, and some of the cars I'm seeing are very nice indeed. It's so common to see BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benzes, and the houses here are very nice in comparison with the city centre, which is, to be honest, just a little bit gritty, you know. But this is a very nice part of town. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure where I'm going. I know the park's around here somewhere. I'm just kind of absorbing the location here. Just walking down this leafy boulevard. Some seriously nice houses though. I wouldn't mind living here. Yeah, it's half time at the big match and all the gates are firmly closed and all the security guards are kind of hanging around bored and chatting. I know that feeling well. So we won't be getting into the big match today. And this isn't the big match, by the way. I went up to one of the security guards, could speak English, and I explained the situation, and the answer was no. Crazy tourists cannot buy a ticket for the second half of a game. Well, there's a lot of people actually leaving, so it must be a bit of a dire match anyway. I'll be looking out for the score tonight. But anyway, let's head back in to the city centre of Mönchengladbach. Oh well, that's the closest I've ever come to seeing Borussia Mönchengladbach, and the closest I'll ever come to probably seeing Schalke. At least I saved myself £10. But if it hadn't been for that forecast saying heavy rain during the match, I might have been a little bit more enthusiastic towards coming here for the full match, not just half of it. Oh well. I'm a little bit disappointed, because after all, that was part of the reason why I bailed out at Mönchengladbach, to try and catch some football. I guess I'm just going to have to watch the highlights on TV tonight, aren't I? I just passed a road sign which was pointing to Borussia Park, the home of Borussia Mönchengladbach, and I thought, I wonder if it's possible to get to the stadium and just have a look at the outside of it, because it is one of the great stadiums of Germany. But then when I found out where it was, right on the outskirts of town, I thought, nah. So what I've decided to do is to just head back to the Holiday Inn, relax a bit, and then later on go out and get a bite to eat. What do you mean, get a German beer as well? Well, I suppose I could, couldn't I, just for the video? Yeah, I might do that, yeah, good recommendation. Right, back to the Holiday Inn. And here we are back at the hotel. It still doesn't look like a Holiday Inn, but yeah, apparently it's part of the Holiday Inn chain. Maybe it's just become part of Holiday Inn recently. And there's the proof. I was looking at big bobbies online, or big bobbies or whatever they're called. You know, those cars, the big bobby race, whatever it is. It's a big deal apparently. It's over 2 days, so there'll be more action tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm heading off, completing this journey, heading to Munich tomorrow. But yeah, if you're into your big bobby cars, this is the event in Germany. It's gone 7 o'clock. I'm going to get some food because I'm starting to get hungry. And the only other update I've got for you is the big under-23 match, Borussia Mönchengladbach 2, Schalke 4. And I saw none of the goals. Oh well. Okay, I'm heading up to the Old Town again. I may remember I found a large kind of a pub restaurant thing, and it reminded me of a German version of Wetherspoons. Remember that place? They did a bit of everything. They didn't do a lot of breakfast, but they did a lot of everything else, and I'm thinking, I'd like to try a schnitzel. Problem is, where do you get a schnitzel and one of these beers that you recommended? There was a place back there that did them, but at €29.50 for a schnitzel, that's not going to happen. So we'll go into town and see what there is. Okay, it is a Saturday evening, Saturday night, so if a place is going to be open, this is the night it's going to be open. So let's go on the hunt for a schnitzel. Okay, a little bit of thunder in the distance there. Thought I'd check the weather report. Yep, rain is forecast. So what was forecast at 2 and 3 this afternoon, it's running a bit late. We're at this pub now, let's see what they can offer. Oh, that was a good meal, good beer, and I was able to watch the Bundesliga live on TV as well. That place was absolutely packed. It must be a good place. A little bit pricey, but it was a good place. I think it is the place to be in Mönchengladbach. Right, I just have to find my way back to the hotel now. And I think it's that way. Fortunately, the thunderstorms which were raging overhead have ceased. It's just a little bit of drizzle now, but I tell you, at one point it was chucking it down. The area I was sitting is kind of an annex at the back of the pub, and it's got a plastic roof, and boy was it loud. I think I'm heading in the right direction. Okie dokie, I'm back at the hotel. The idea behind this video was the journey from Amsterdam to Munich, and I've only made it as far as Mönchengladbach. The journey on Flixbus through to Munich was going to be about 12 hours. I managed 3 hours until I bailed out at Mönchengladbach, which means Flixbus 9 hours to Munich, and I thought, nah, it's 9 hours too much on Flixbus, let's go by train. So I've actually booked a train journey tomorrow morning that'll see me through to Munich, and we can finish this video. So I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everyone. There's a crowd of guys outside a place back there, and as I went past I had a quick look. It's a bar and it's been open since last night, and it's still pumping out the music, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Geez, oh, these people know how to party. So I'm heading back to Mönchengladbach Hauptbahnhof. You try saying that 6 times quickly. The idea of spending 9 hours on Flixbus between Mönchengladbach and Munich didn't fill me with a lot of joy. So I decided to book a train. In fact, it's 2 trains. There's about 25 minutes to Düsseldorf, and then about 5 hours on to Munich. That'll do the job. Heading up to the station now. I'm going to grab a coffee, something to eat, assuming they're open, because it is Sunday after all. But then if a bar can still be open from last night, why can't a coffee shop? I guess we're going to find out. Mönchengladbach. This was a real surprise. Okay, I was disappointed I didn't see the football. That's why I bailed out at Mönchengladbach in the first place. But yeah, yesterday, it's just a city. There are no tourist shops, no inflated tourist prices. I just kind of blended in with the locals. Although I probably stood out like a sore thumb, let's face it. I was ordering a coffee in my best German, and she was laughing at the pronunciation of some of these cakes. Anyway, there's a whole group of people coming and a street cleaner, so I'll speak to you shortly. I just passed another bar. Everyone's starting to spill out, so I'm guessing 8 o'clock is closing time on a Sunday morning. Already the council workers are out actually cleaning the mess from the night before. Sorry, I'm puffing because that hill's a good old climb. First thing in the morning, especially when you haven't had a coffee, you know. That red bobby car thing yesterday was quite interesting as well. That was another part of the blending into the locals. But I looked at it last night and it's a big event if you're into red bobby cars, you know. But it's on again today as well. Second round of competition. I shall not be around to see the red bobby car. Okie dokie, we've got the station over there. We've got a coffee shop on the corner. I sat there yesterday. Is it open on a Sunday morning? Yes, it is. I just tried my best German in that coffee shop, and the woman behind the counter kind of went as if to say, what exactly are you talking about? Oh, back to square one. Right, let's get inside, check the train. One big difference I've noticed about Mönchengladbach station compared with stations in the UK, like any city, it has its social problems, and there's a lot of homeless people and drunks that kind of congregate around the station. That's why it felt a bit sinister when I arrived off Flixbus the other night. But they do hang around here, but they sleep and hang around inside the actual concourse itself and on the platforms. And if you stand still long enough, they will approach you. In the UK, that would not be tolerated. British Transport Police would have them out in no time.
Information zu RN13 nach Wuppertal Hauptbahnhof über Düsseldorf Hauptbahnhof.
I've decided to chance my luck and catch a slightly earlier train. It's only by 20 minutes, but we'll see what happens. I've got a feeling my ticket's only valid on certain trains, but I guess we're going to find out. And the reason for that is because no matter where you go, you get approached. You stand outside the station, you get approached. You stand in the concourse, you get approached. If you hang around the platform, you get approached. This is the sort of station where you arrive just in time to catch your train and then leave. You don't linger here because you get approached. They don't give you any problems, the homeless people. It's just this relentless one after another after another. There are so many of them, and it's a real issue here at the station. So let's go to Düsseldorf. And welcome to Düsseldorf. That actually worked out all right. There were no ticket checks, although my ticket was for a regional train anyway, and I've got a feeling you can use them on any train, so I'm fine. I'm here for just over an hour, which means one thing, a top up of coffee. Okie dokie, platform 16. And here we are in Munich. That was actually very enjoyable. It started off as a forward-facing seat, We went into Frankfurt, then backed out, and for the rest of it, it was rear facing, but it was still a very comfortable, very enjoyable ride. For most of the trip, I had a German soldier to my right, looking very splendid in his military fatigues, but I'm guessing that the German military do not emphasize the importance of personal hygiene. I'm sorry, but he was stinking. Anyway guys, thanks very much for coming along on this little adventure. It didn't quite go according to plan, but I think it ended up being even better. I'll see you next time.